Hi guys, it's me, Just Machine again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the holiday season in December of 2025, I shall be talking about Transformers 4. Transformers: The Age of Extinction. Now this movie is very good in that there's a lot going on the screen at any given point in time, but I feel as if Michael Bay and the other writers of this movie had a bunch of ideas, and then they said, "Okay, Mr. Bay, what do you want to put into reality in this film?" All of them. All of the ideas. Give me them all. Put them in there. They're all going to be good. They're all going to be interesting. They're not going to be fleshed out to the maximum ability. But still, we've got to have a lot of stuff on screen. You know what? The film suffers for it. Big time. Because much of it is, there's so much shit on screen at any given point in minor little plot points here and there and everywhere else. It gets kind of annoying, and it gets kind of a lot of the stuff that you think would be talked about a lot in the movie, it's really glossed over for more action, more CGI stuff, more bombastic stuff, and not enough given to like the heart of the human characters and whatnot. I didn't like this. Not nearly as much as the other movies. Even though I do recognize some of the voice actors, like Joe DiMaggio, maybe John DiMaggio from Futurama. He voiced the voice of Bender Bates Rodriguez. And then you got Ken Watanabe. Now, this is a good question for you guys, okay? This probably took Michael Bay like all 3 seconds to come up with. But Ken Watanabe is a very famous Japanese actor. He's played very dignified roles. He played kind of silly roles too, but most of them were pretty good though. So, what does Michael Bay put in the movie as? The voice of a samurai robot. How stereotypical can you get? You think that he would put him in like another role with a Japanese voice, but no, he goes for the lowest common denominator, or the lowest hanging fruit, if you will. And the funny thing is that you go all out for the whole Japanese thing, with the robot design and whatnot. But then, this is real absurd to me, real crazy. But the car form of this, samurai robot there, isn't a Mitsubishi, isn't like a high-tech Nissan something or other, but it's a Bugatti. Now, for those of you who don't really know too much about cars, Bugatti is a French manufacturer of really high class, really expensive type vehicles. So, if you're gonna go all the way with doing the Japanese samurai robot thing with Japanese voice actors, voicing it, why go with a French model? Why can't you go with a Japanese model car for it? Or if you're gonna be really general about it, why you could always do a Korean car brand for it. But no, that's too stupid for Mr. Michael Bay, the smartest director in the whole wide world. He also got John Goodman in the role too, and in one of the main robot roles. Which I got a question: why do some robots have beards? I know it's a design choice and all that, but how did that happen? How does a robot grow a beard? And wouldn't that interfere with his robotic when the robot transforms? Wouldn't it mess with the car's form or something or other? In detail and all that. It's a very interesting question. Now, also, there's also higher class actors, like really sophisticated characters. They're played by Stanley Tucci and the holy grail of them all, Kelsey Grammer. Now, I would like to meet Kelsey Grammer. Politics aside, all that. I believe that he's a genuinely nice guy. But much like say James Woods. I never saw Frasier, but whenever there's a movie role with him in it, he always plays it with such gravitas and such elegance that it's actually pretty nice what he does in the movies. And he does hit it to the best of his ability. It's only a Transformers movie, but still he does his best. Same with Tucci. I must be thinking about Beast from the X-Men in that he gets it all presentation wise. That being said, I don't really like much of what's gone here because they have Marky Mark and Nicola Peltz. Now, that name sounds very familiar, Nicola Peltz. Even though she still looks like Terry here. A very interesting case all by itself. I'll get to that when I get the Terry Reid movie. But, yeah, I find Nicholas Peltz very annoying. Very, very annoying. In fact, she's one of the few people who, she's one of the people who helped craft the Avatar movie, live action movie. Because that was bad. I think that one's worse than this movie. Her performance in this is a bright little bitch of a teenager who is very aggravating to the point that, in a late threatening situation, she wants to call up, she calls her father, played by Mark Wahlberg, or as I call him, Marky Mark, and the Funky Bunch. She ended up calling out his name, Daddy, come help me, Daddy. When he does save her ass, the boyfriend gets fuzzy with the hug and all that. So it's like, bitch, I saved your life, can't get fuzzy out of it. God damn, it's just annoying as all hell in this movie. Can't really wish that something bad would happen to her in the movie. Well, this is the point. Anyway, I do miss Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf in the movie as well as their parents, because this is the fourth installment of Transformers franchise. So I'm sure that those other people from the first group of movies was tired of doing a new Transformers movie like every 3 or 4 years. Which, by the way, let me point out that I like the fact that these movies come out like on a regular basis. Not like some movies that come out, like the first movie comes out at year 1988, for example, and then the sequel takes a good over 20 years to come out, or 25 years to come out. That's crazy. But I am glad that this one comes out more on a regular basis, at least. Now, there's also another question that I have for it. You know, why is it that some of these robots can apparently smoke cigars, and when they flick the cigars away, they don't kill the humans that lands on? Like, for example, the John Goodman robot does that, and now, on normal circumstances, that cigar butt would crush or kill the human that landed on, but because it's a movie, it's a gentleman movie, not enough ill consequence happens to the guy, which is very sad. But it might go along the same way that sometimes whenever they make tracks or something on like concrete or on a building surface or whatever, the surface is fine. But in other cases, the environment takes damage from it. So anyway, remember how I said that there was a big thing about like conspiracy theory behind all these movies? Well, in this one, I think that the conspiracy theory is evolution, or maybe the seed of life or something, or panspermia or something rather like that. So it's that basically the whole gist of it is that long time ago, before humans were competent and evolved into what we know and love today, there was a seed that was able to transform all the indigenous creatures into more robotic life, kind of like the progenitor of gray matter and nanobots, which is how they explain away Chicago come back to life, after being destroyed in the third movie. They used nanobots as a way to repair all the buildings and all the streets and bridges and all that. So I'll buy it. This is a movie with giant robots, so I'll buy it. Now, there's also the fact of that they have Megatron being deceased from the third movie too. So how would you want to bring him back? Well, it turns out that Stanley Tucci owns a company that works with the Chinese, and he runs a company that works on nanotechnology. So they rebuilt Megatron, and then something they can call Govtron, which, by the way, that really did happen in the cartoons, in which what is it now? That was the big planet guy that was voiced with was his mouth. Omnicron, yeah, Omnicron. He transformed the destroyed Megatron into Galvatron. to act like his herald, like this is the Silver Surfer. So that really did happen down with cartoons. And it turns out that Megatron Galvatron would actually run the whole show, but he made it look like that it was big, the stealing cookie and all that, and its company. So they had him doing all that, and he transformed into like a new Megatron, like a new European model for a truck, like a cab-over designed vehicle. And every time they transform into like a whole cloud of nanobots that reform into Megatron. Galvatron. So that's actually kind of fascinating. More of an evolution from the robot in disguise thing to being to turn into a solid state matter robot with a new design too, which is something that I like a lot in this movie. And he does that with other sports cars plus robots. For example, Brigadier Thunder or something about it, a real hypercar. And that's really something special. And I noticed that for some reason they gave Optimus Prime a new rusty body for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with the whole thing of not being confident enough, I guess. That's why even the rusty body was then transformed into a more modern semi-truck. And he doesn't show anymore, which is a bad thing, because I like the show a lot. But they transform him into more of an aerodynamic, long-nosed semi. Kind of like in the game 18 Muir, like a slipstream. More curvy, it's more about aerodynamic sound. I don't like it that much. And they also give him a new sword, more of a broadsword this time. And it's funny when you play with Galvatron for the first time, like you have no soul. So Galvatron says that's perfect because I won't have any fear. Something along those lines. So it's memorable with the quotes on there, but it's still pretty good. So anyway, all this they have the human characters and that big drama about Mark and his daughter and all that, and the boyfriend too, and all that, competing with for her attention. Your father, he done a lot. He's an interloper. She had realized that at this point. So anyway, it's really kind of minor as far as that goes. It doesn't flow whatsoever. It's like all these stuff about robots over here, and then you have those two over here. It's like a little insequential thing. So anyway, they have one final note about the whole Transformer thing. That Galvatron is like this ultra modern type of cab-over design for a truck that you see mostly in like the European or Asian streets, because it's easier to drive with, whatever. So it became more emblematic of the trucking abilities and stuff, the trucking industry, and because Optimus Prime is like a American-made long-nosed cab, it's kind of involved with the Asian European design vehicle versus a American built vehicle. So then they also go into the whole identity crisis between Bumblebee, changing back to a more classic design for a Camaro, and then switching back to a more modern Camaro, more modern than the first time they transformed into one. That's kind of stupid, actually. But what is simultaneously stupid and completely awesome in my mind is when Optimus Prime goes to this area of the planet where they have dinosaur robots left over from when the seed came to Earth eons ago and all that. Everything those eons ago. So it's kind of like eons ago this happened, then a few eons later this happened, and the Autobots came to Earth again, and the Fallen came over to Earth, and it's kind of confusing, but the first way back, the seed infect dinosaurs and turn into more metal monsters. And this is very funny because when this movie first came out, I thought that it would be like an introduction to Transformers Beast Wars. For those of you who remember that, it was a CGI cartoon in which Transformers transformed into the Autobots transformed into man-wolves, and then the Decepticons transformed into dinosaurs. So when we originally saw the cover art to the movie poster and stuff, we thought that this would be like we thought that this would be like an introduction to that storyline, with the bad guy became these awesome Transformers that were dinosaurs that became robots. But we got something like that. And if I had seen this movie when I was a kid, it would blow my freaking mind apart. Like the beginning range, that for some reason it's the size of a human being. Well, that half the size of a human being. Where the one that throws it is a giant monster, it's a giant robot monster. So anyway, these giant robots, I feel like that should be it. I feel like that's a reference to another subculture altogether, but these giant robots fight on the side of Optimus because they figure that when Skeleton wins against humans and the Autobots, they're gonna be next on the hit list. So they figured to ally together the alliance of convenience, and they end up fighting with the Autobots. And that's really cool because they show Optimus Prime, already a huge robot, multi-sword robot, right on top of a flint-throwing T-Rex robot, which is freaking awesome as well. It's very impractical because Optimus Prime's guy weighs like at least 100 tons, 1,000 tons, something like that. And T-Rex has to weigh a lot more to be by him that weight. So that's really something special right there. That's both incredibly improbable but yet completely awesome. And then the whole technological robotic dinosaur too, like that T-Rex that crushes cars up like monster truck shows. In any case, it's still really awesome to see them fighting with the Decepticons. Unfortunately, when the Decepticons get into their ship, they end up turning on the magnetism, and all the other power the dinosaur robots is automatically cut short. Like kind of like the power was cut short. It's like really heartbreaking to see all the potential of all this fighting and all this in the streets of Chicago and in Beijing. So you got Li Bingbing in there, the guy has something to do with China. And it's kind of heartbreaking to see all the potential go out the window. But it was still pretty fun to see him riding on a giant metal steed that can easily eclipse him. So, let's see now, yeah, in the end though, Galvatron turns on his creator, G, and then kills the grandma. I think that Kelsey was supposed to be like a double agent and something. Like he was still on the good side, but then he did bad things or something or other. So there was that. Now, I actually kind of enjoyed all the fighting and stuff, but it was too much, a little too much for my permanent brain to handle. Especially all the minor stuff about the whole family and stuff with Marky Mark and all that. Plus they had dino dogs, robot dogs in this movie too. Like they had in Halo 4 with the whole Promethean robot dogs, the sentinel dogs, and that was really questionable at best. You know, why would they put the dogs in charge? Why would they put them in like a guard territory? Why would they put like a small animal, why not something like an elephant or something? Anyway, I found this whole battle thing really kind of dull and really interesting. But what was really interesting was that these robots, when they went to their ship, the mothership, if you will, they had like cause these robots, these transformers were already tall to begin with, like 2 or 3 stories tall. But yet, when they went into the ship, they were dwarfed. Like we happen when human beings go into a ship that size. You know, we would be like seen as insignificant, whereas the Autobots would be insignificant compared to the Decepticon ship. So that was pretty nice. The skill of it all was really nice to see that the Transformers that we know and love, like Bumblebee, Starscream, Megatron, Galvatron, Optimus Prime, etc., were just dwarfed in size compared to the bigger world, the bigger picture. So that was pretty nice to see that. You know, that there's always a bigger fish, that there's always gonna be bigger and better things up there to worth exploring. and with McQuaid does not well with the story altogether. But I'm glad that I saw this movie. I'm glad that every character got good in the end. I'm glad that everyone did their part. The military, I think, was the role of military, and the humans were kind of cut down a little bit to deal with the robots and the phone threat and the technology and all that. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it. And I like the fact that this last movie on Netflix that is a Transformer that is going to go away on Christmas Day. So there's that. The last one on the list won't be going away soon. It'll be around for a while, so I'm going to record that when I get a chance. Right now I'm going to take a break and work on other movies and stuff. But I gotta admit though, you think that when it comes to the age of extinction, you think that we're talking about the actual dinosaur robots. But no, you're talking about the extinction of human beings. Because humans are assholes. And this comes all rule that we shall die. Well, we should not, it's up to you guys to decide that, but yeah, I think that we definitely need a better shot. But yeah, this is completely defeated. Yeah, we're trying to run away. But we're like the new design like that. It's quarters right here. And I think maybe it's designed that to be like that weak spot. A very visible weak spot, like you see on like Mario or Zelda boss or something. Or Jaeger boss. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And thank you for watching my video review of Transformers, the Age of Extinction, or Age of Extinction. I did this for the holiday season of 2025, in December of 2025. I give this movie my happy face seal approval because even though it's confusing, it still sold a lot of stuff in the movies I liked. So getting ridden up by Optimus Prime, battle sequences. I saw transformations while people were still in the cabs of these vehicles. But it should be dead at that point. I believe Family Guy made a joke about that once. And then there was the fact of anyway, if you guys like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos and such, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also get me on my follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer to call that at P Maelstrom Pro. Also, you can get my email at jjsviewingshop@gmail.com. So, as to email that likes science fiction, the Transformers, even though they don't have the song in there, Transformers more than meets the eye, and then robots in disguise, and they do have the sound effect, that weird transformation sound effect in there. But yeah, that's basically a spoof fest of technology, CGI, and just in general craziness. But I noticed that they did do a lot of cutting down the whole women are only there for sex appeal. You do have women in power. They do have they do have the more conservative outfits. So that's good. Yeah, but they're not there just for sex appeal. So have a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year's, and just a general happy holidays. So peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in the internet. Ciao, ciao, sayonara, and I'll be